Well, I finished trimming in the house today. Not all the trim. I mean, all the trim's installed, but not all of the wainscot that I'm going to be making out of plywood. But I got all the windows and all the doors trimmed in. It needs, I got most of them caulked. This one's completely caulked, almost. This one's almost completely caulked. That one's almost completely caulked. That one's almost completely caulked. That one has only one edge caulked. And this one has to be caulked as of yet. It hasn't been caulked yet. And the edges, of course. But all the tops are caulked so that tomorrow I can install the headers for each one of these windows and doors. The bottoms aren't going to get anything. I just cut a 2x4. There's no trim in Japan, so I had to make up my own idea for trim. It's okay. All right, well, short 1 minute clip. It's getting late. It's almost 7 and I'm bushed. But all the trim is in. I have to buy more wood and more trim and more caulk for tomorrow. All right, bye-bye. Well, it's June 25th. I've started the wainscoting. There's some crazy cuts I had to do to get around some of the pedestals so that it looks nice. And I got the crowns on all the trim put in too, so they all like line up with each other. It's a pretty cool look now. And I got 90% of it done, the wainscot. Oh, no. 90% of the bulk, not the trimming. That's not actually hung, it's just for an idea of what it's going to look like. Still going. I have this small area to do, that area to do, and then the center to do. And these are areas a little bit tricky because they have multiple cuts and outlets in every one of them. So outlets take a little bit longer. And I am still going to put in the 3 lights. I haven't measured it yet, but I want to put in a light in the center of all of these. So there'll be, well, can't see it. It's these 2 here too. And so there'll be a light there, a light there, and a light there in the center. And there's a switch for it. So I kind of want to do it. But I have to measure it out first before I go cutting into the ceiling. All right, it's almost 7 o'clock. I got here around 8, so that's an 11-hour day. I'm pretty bushed. All right, and I still have to paint all this wood. And all this wood has to get painted too. Yeah, and all the walls. It's almost done. Ooh, my legs are tired. Yeah, you can see how thick, because the wall doesn't touch. It's 2 tubes holding this in place. So, on to the next. Okay, for real, bye-bye. Well, I got one more coat of shellac, and I was able to fill some of the cracks. I think I'm going to fill all of them. I'm going to see how this turns out, and that'll tell me if I'm going to fill them, and then put one more coat, one more sand, one more coat, and it's done. I think it turned out really nice. It's going to be the only thing of color in the room. Everything else is going to be very bland. But it'll be cool, I think. I did get all of the wainscot plywood up, and I got most of it painted today. I started here on this wall, because I wanted it to dry before I did the pedestal, and then I worked my way around the room, and I got to about here on this wall, and I was just getting tired of painting. So instead I started sanding. So I got this wall to paint, underneath the pedestal, and the center wall to paint. And this is only one coat of this white. And it's then I'll go around and sand where I need to and fill the gaps and fill the nail holes. Because you can't see them. You don't know where they are. You can't see the nails. So once the glue sets up, it'll never move. And if it does, it'll take the drywall down with it. But it's the first step. I got most of the wood painted again for the floor trim. And I still have to buy more and cut it and paint it. I got more in the van, again drying. And this should be enough to do just the baseboard. Not enough to do the crown mold, or the crown mold for the wainscot and the wainscot trim boards. And I've decided that I'm going to buy new outlets because I've tried cleaning them. They do come kind of clean, but man, they're dingy. Okay. Another day. Finished for another day. Yeah, I think it turned out nice. You can see the glue is setting up. See up here, the glue is already set up, or the filler, and down here it still hasn't set up yet. So it's slowly creeping down. I use my trick of wood glue and wood dust. And here it hasn't dried yet. And I already painted it, so maybe it'll never dry. But I didn't have time. I'm tired. Okay. The end. Oh, nice jack in the house. I'll do a short little video about this sink. It was leaking, so I had to tighten all the plumbing. The hot water and cold water now work. But if you can see it, I started cleaning. Wow. It's dingy, dirty looking. But I started cleaning right here. And the camera doesn't really pick it up very well, but it will come clean, I think. I mean, it's disgustingly grungy. Hard water stains. So I'm going to scrub it down one time and see what it does. And then caulk it in and get it ready for paint tomorrow. I got to build a mirror here. And that's it. Just a little short clip of the sink that I'm doing. And it should match the walls. Pretty perfect. The sink will match the walls and everything else will be white trim. Okay. I finished that today. Well, it's the 29th. Another productive day. I got every door except for one all caulked in and sanded, so it's ready for paint. Every single window or door, except for that one down there. That one didn't get sanded or paint or caulked yet. But that one, this one, and this one are all done 100%. I think. We'll look at it when I sand them. I also got the pedestal filled. I was going to do it tonight, take off the plastic and put a final coat on it, but I'm tired. I did actually get in another row of lights. So now the house has 3 extra lights down the center. It makes it considerably brighter, and it's on its own switch. So when we have a movie night, these switches here, this switch and that switch over there, control the extra lights. So you can shut them off and it's a little bit darker. And this is a lot brighter. So I think it was worth it. And what else? I'm pretty proud of this. I don't show it very often, but this sink was grimy and dirty and awful. But I spent maybe 2 hours polishing it with a Brillo pad. And I got all the hard water stains off, and we were thinking about throw it away, buy a new one, but it cleaned up. Even the copper, it's aluminum faucet, cleaned up nice too. It's really, really amazingly nice. Here's one small chip. Right there, that black dot, that's a chip. But what are you gonna do? We didn't spend any money, just a couple hours of back breaking, hand scrubbing, 2 hours, 2 hours of scrubbing it. And I got this also caulked in. So it's also ready for paint. All I have to do is get the baseboard on. Baseboard on both sides and on the cabinet and on this wall. If I get the baseboard on, this whole area is done. It's ready for paint. I can call this room, do the trim and the walls and paint. And I might pick a different color, maybe a yellow or that beige. I don't know. Just stick with the beige for the whole house. Keep the bathroom fun.